Right, let's start with a good bit. An away point in the Premier League is not the worst thing in the world. So that's about that really. The score will read 1-0, but to be brutally honest, Brighton were much better than us for pretty much all of the game. We needed a tactical switch from Pellegrini at half-time. We got one. He sort of put two up front, bringing Antonio on, which it had an impact because Antonio gave us a bit of pace and he gave us a bit of threat, and it allowed Lanzini to come into the game, who was our most creative player really all game. Obviously we scored a goal. The irony of the scored goal was that we'd spent all game hoofing it long to small little geezers up front, and we were all criticising them and saying that you shouldn't do such a thing, and then Fabianski did actually hoof the ball really, really long. It came to Lanzini. Lanzini did a lovely little dribble, which he was to go on and do a further 4 or 5 times during the game. Played it into Chicharito, who finished smartly and came and celebrated just behind us over there, which was very, very nice indeed. That was 1-0 West Ham. It didn't deserve to be 1-0 West Ham. It really should have been about 4-1 Brighton at that point, because, I mean, this has to be said here. And I have tried to save a positive, because I do think come the end of the season, a point away to Brighton is going to be no bad thing, as there will be other teams that come here and lose. But Lanzini's our best player, remains our best player, has to be in the team. Antonio has to be in the team. It was quite stark how much we suffered to pose a decent counter-attacking threat without Anderson, who not only allows us to counter-attack with pace, but he gives us width as well. We didn't have any width, we had no wingers in the starting formation. Lanzini, Fornals and Wilshere are too similar, far too similar, really. And they're all trying to do the same thing, but no one's running in behind. There's no real penetration. We're hoofing balls up. There's no big guy up there. There's no wingers. So I was sort of wondering what our tactics were. The fullbacks offered very, very little. We're not going to be able to play like that all season. He's going to need to come up with something very different than that, Pellegrini. And if the only reason we played like that was because we had Anderson out and Haller out, well, how have we allowed ourselves to get to that situation? The whole point is we've got a really, really good squad. Come near the end, and it was 1-0. We brought Santi, took Chicharito off. We scored the goal and scored smartly, as I said, and hopefully you've seen. For Sanchez, and that was a weird one. It was almost like he was taking the point, which... What was the point in bringing in all these attacking players all throughout the summer and then just, trying to go for a point? As it actually happened, we almost, right at the end, Antonio could have wrapped it up. I mean, wasn't quite the last kick of the game, but it was in injury time, and Brighton were to go on and have another shot. But, Mark, any thoughts on that, mate?
No, it's good summing up.
It's a good summing up. They were better. Cheers, mate. That's the first time I've done one of them, I think. But it's they were better than us today. They really were, and I look for something different. We need more pace. We can't play the counter-attacking system. We have no pace in the team, and Fornals for Anderson is not a suitable replacement. I've got to say, there will be times when Fornals plays, but Lanzini's the main man. We have to find a way to get Lanzini in and get him central as much as possible, because he hurts teams. The referee didn't have a great game. VAR was weird. I don't really know what was going on. It's my first taste of it. We don't get enough information. There was one later on, something went to VAR. We just didn't know what. We didn't know why. We didn't have a clue what was going on, which was... I find the whole thing quite weird. Wasn't it?
Big last corner.
They had a corner, and it all happened up there, and we didn't know what was going on. But there we go. Not fantastic. We go home, and we hopefully we play a little bit better against Watford next, and then Norwich. But things are going to have to improve, and it's not great that as I say, that you lose 2 players to injury, and it has this sort of net result. Maybe it was shell shock after City. I don't know. Maybe we'll take some confidence from this. But I want to see if we have all these attacking players in the team, players that can retain the ball. You've got to have some cutting edge. At the first half, there was no cutting edge at all. I don't think we had a shot. We didn't threaten their goal. It was terrible, and we came into it better the second half. But a lot of that was down to I think Snodgrass's endeavour, Lanzini's direct running and dribbling, and Antonio's outright pace. Antonio just offers so much in a game like this, when everyone's trying to jink and trick and flick. Antonio's a bit of a brute, and he barges his way through with a lot of pace. He's got to be starting in the team for the next game.